This place is always so freaking... What was I saying? Oh! Okay. Nope, I forgot it. Welcome to H Mods.
Husband, in honor of our marriage, I give you a regiment of battle mechs and the means to support them in perpetuity.
My love, in honor of our marriage, I give you a vast prize. The Capellan Confederation.
Alright, assholes, it's your old pal Hobbs. Here to tell you about Shadow of the Alliance. Follow the journey of Mateo Beauregard, a young mech warrior in the service of the Taurian Concordat. In the wake of the Steiner-Davion wedding, Laconis III has just been invaded by Davion forces hoping to bang on Maximilian Liao's back door. Beauregard must fight to save his team, the woman he loves, and his people. Want to get in on it? You can! Donate bits to become a character in the book and help save Laconis III. Every bit helps this book become better and better looking to Catalyst because the goal is to make enough to commission artwork, including a cover and artist drawings inside, you know, like the old days. Be a part of the legend of the Laconis Wolverines. Donate today. It will go to a good cause.
This is gonna be this is gonna be one that you just really want to watch all the way through because it is. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm a little bit scared because I have never, ever hand painted what I'm about to paint. I've never drawn anime, and I certainly haven't drawn much since high school. We're gonna do the door panel so we can move on to making the stage. This has to get done first so I can just move on and just everything having to do with the case and stuff. We can finally move on from that and I can do other things. Last week, we did some stuff or last episode, I know last week was about the tacos. Was it the tacos? Yes, it was the tacos. And, oh no, wait, last week was not about the tacos. I just talked about, okay. So, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start on the door panel. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to take for goddamn it ever. So, I might be like filming in between that and stuff. I really want to get this right. So, I've been working on drawing it out myself, and I suck. What I did was I printed out 3 different images. A black and white one so that I can see the definite lines, and 2 color ones so I can cut one to fit what I'm going to do the airbrushing and stuff around the face, and then that one's gonna be scrapped afterwards. It's just gonna paint all over it. And then after that, there is the regular color one that I can use to color match and diagram and stuff like that. So I hope I can do this, because there's going to be a lot of acrylic going on. But on top of that, I spray paint the door panels. So that will be fine. But if I happen to fuck up, I have to remove whatever I was just working on using stuff that, what the hell is that? Using stuff that removes paint, and I don't want to have to remove paint because depending on where it is, I'm going to have to redo a whole fucking section, let alone how it's going to connect to everything I was just doing. Everything that I'm doing is so new and exciting, but given the client and the class of what we're doing, I'm just afraid to screw everything up. But that's how we all are, you know? Sometimes we're just, sometimes in order to learn a new thing, you have to actually fucking do the new thing. What is going on? It's just stuff floating around in the air. All right, let's go do this. All right, so basically what I wanted to do was use the paints at my disposal, like the Culture Hustle paints, which you're seeing now. Culture Hustle purple, red, and so what I wanted to do was give the feeling of stage lights everywhere, all the parallax distortions and things like that. Here what you're seeing is I'm using the Viejo paints in order to create sort of a wash around the character. The last time I did something like this, like any kind of major recreation, was in high school when I was using tracing paper to, you know, draw comic book characters and stuff. As you see, like, now I've actually gone back to the tracing paper because I discovered that freehanding this thing is a fucking bitch. One thing I discovered was the black and white image, which I'd used to create all the black lines and stuff. It didn't really do a whole lot for the color because I realized that I needed the color there, and it slowed me down. This part took me a long time because there are very few solid lines in this particular area. The blue rose was very difficult for me. Tracing paper is not thin enough. What I'm doing now is I'm using Casca markers to color in the black and the shading and stuff. Any of the major hairlines, the markers did a lot of the heavy work, and I figured I'd get a hell of a lot more even black, which is what I wanted. The paint strokes on all the other colors really work to add dynamic, but I wanted to give it more by flattening it out with really flat black. The Viejo paints really came through on this. Once you see the finished product, it looks amazing. Mixing the colors was a lot of fun because I would try to very faintly differentiate some of the colors, and it ended up turning out really well. For the purple, I used a mixture of Citadel colors, Gray Seer, Nagaroth Night, and then I mixed in some metallic obsidian paint to give it a little shine. This is one of those instances where I vaguely differentiated the colors for different parts of the shading. You can see that right there. We're now getting to the face bit, which was the most difficult part about all this, besides the rose. Here what I'm doing is I'm using some Culture Hustle ray gun along with the Viejo Ruby, which really helps shade it. I used a fine marker for this and some pencil, and then what I used was I used a bit of Citadel's White Scar, which is a really bright white, and then I also augmented it with some white acrylic base paint. I did do a couple of layers of it because of the different colors that were already there. I had to cover them up. Yeah. Well, that was 22 hours. I can't believe how cool it looks. I am so impressed with myself, with my ability to not fuck it up. I went so slow. You guys have no idea. I went so slow. It was sped up. That whole fucking thing sped up like 40 or sometimes 50 times. I went so slow, guys, because I did not. I like the music, I respect the artist, and I respect what I'm doing so much that I was like, no, I'm not fucking doing this right. And holy living fuck, those Viejo paints came right fucking through. Oh my god. Viejo, if you're watching this, I don't know if they ever watch anything that I tag them in. But Viejo, if you're watching this, mucho gusto, pero your paints fucking rock. Chingada. I'm gonna get out of here. I know that was bad Spanish. I'm off the cuff. Usually when I go to a different country or something, I have to really think about it. But Viejo, I love your paints. Nas, I love your energy drinks. Dude, when I started this, I don't know if it's like the air changing or something, but every time I come down here in the last couple of weeks, it's like this. Anyway, so I'll see you guys later, okay? Yes. Time to move on.